starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jackson, first play, going to throw. Sharks got it, left side. Finding space at the 40. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Loaded with talent. DJ Chark hasn't been able to stay on the field to replicate a Pro Bowl season from 2019. Detroit gave him a big one-year prove-it deal to see if he can recapture that form. And he comes through here with a...
And this is taken in at the 5. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. A man who played collegiately over in East Lansing. Here's Ken Walker.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That good for 22 and a first down.
And Walker's somebody who just impresses you every time he steps on the field. He's a guy who was the Walter Camp and Doak Walker Award winner his final collegiate season behind a 1,600-yard campaign. 300 carries or more, that would be unexpected in his first season in the NFL.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf, his 5th touchdown now on the year. Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, so they go the conservative route instead, and it gets them a 7-6 lead here in the opening quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat.
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson.
That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on a skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
The Lions are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself at an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot, find a way to win some games, and keep moving forward. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Here's Jackson. He's got this, complete to Williams. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Hey, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Here's the option going right. Right back to Swift again on second down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Jackson trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 42 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 8.
Seahawks 14, Lions 6.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
They're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 44 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Seahawks 21, Lions 6. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football, and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing is Jackson. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Seahawks are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And this one is incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno out to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Khalif Raymond. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Lions.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, the guys fielded that deep in the end zone. I think most coaches want to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, and Absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now it's Smith. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 8 now. Throwing now is Geno. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Goodwin.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Kenneth Walker, his first rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 18 now.
31, Lions 13. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
That's good for the Lions.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Play action. Now Jackson. Buying time to his left. And it's incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, first down.
That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now it's Jackson.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. The 40. The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Seahawks. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think
and this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jameson Williams
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw.
That's once again complete to Chark. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The Lions now are going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Swift. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. The Smith throw caught here by Metcalf. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle, here's Walker. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando. We'll check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
115 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 2nd down and 4, Smith. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. Potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walker. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jackson, he's going to keep it himself. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, Not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 66 yards. And the Lions are back within a score. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Dan Campbell makes the call. His guys will go for 2 here.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 50. Well, Charles, I guess you have to give some credit to the fact that they rallied and made the tackle. Didn't allow 2 points to go the other way there.
Find that silver lining, because what happened prior to that was not positive. Go for 2, fumble the football, give up a return, but you're exactly right. They did hustle and prevented a score going against them.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Now a throw here to his running back.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On 1st and 10, Smith. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Smith going deep for Walker. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, he scored on the ground and through the air as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
52, Lions 40. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, playing the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Boye Mafe got to the line like a knife through butter. He buries him for a loss. Now before the 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Play action. It's Jackson. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Tanner Muse drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Here comes the Lions punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Oh, he bowls over him. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter.
Here we go.
Play action. It's Smith. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
That's good. Lions, 1st down.
To throw is Jackson. Wright's got it. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Seahawks 28-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And this is caught by Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because...
And he's going to go out of bounds. Downs. Gigantic loss. Kept retreating. Steps out. That goes down as a sack and a big loss of yardage.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Tariq Woolen picks it.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Jackson's throw complete there to St. Brown.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time it's 3rd and 3. Jackson. He's airing it out for Williams. And now here's another interception.
Tariq Woolen picks it.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
134 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Again, it's Walker.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Seahawks, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2.